Yo, what's up, podcast episode 2, baby. We just recorded the first 5 minutes and didn't record the first 5 minutes because I forgot to press record on the audio.
He didn't record.
But
I was going to do that.
Here we go. What's up, Matt? How you doing, man?
What's up, dude? I'm good. How about yourself, man?
Whoo, it's a crazy world out there. I just ate
crazier.
some really good biscuits and gravy this morning, though, so everything's good.
Oh my. Tell me more about them biscuits.
They were fire, man. What's up with you?
Man, I'm chilling. Been chilling a little bit. I'm a little I almost died, dude. You wanna know about that?
You almost died. Yes.
I almost died, dude.
Tell me the story.
So,
like, since I saw you last.
yes, within that time frame. So I'm one of those people that I like to, and I'm hoping that there's other people out there, listeners, if you're like this, do tell so I don't feel alone in this, but I don't like pumping gas. I'm not one to pump gas at all. I live on E a lot of the times.
You know, in Oregon, you can't pump your own gas.
Really? See, I need to move
It's
to
illegal.
Oregon. See, I need to move to Oregon because I
Continue.
hate pumping it. But anyways, so I live on E a lot of the times. Sometimes to spice things up, I like to call it E for edge because, you know, I'm pushed it, you know. But, you know, so I'm driving down the road. I'm trucking in my truck like I do. And my truck starts beeping at me, telling me that I need gas, right?
Okay.
And so a semi's coming super quick, coming at me.
Shit.
It passes me.
Oh.
And I end up safe at the the gas station. Keep in mind, it's 2 a.m, right?
Okay.
So I stopped.
This was when?
This was a few nights ago.
Okay.
After a shoot. It was a late night shoot, and I'm heading home. And on my way home, I stopped. I had to get gas. You know, I'm not gonna make it from there. So I pull into the gas station.
Yeah.
It's sketchy, right?
And you got a big you drive a big ass truck.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You
So
probably have to fuel up a lot.
Yes, and that's one of the worst things about having a big truck. So if you ever think about getting one, unless you're ready to be pumping often, don't do it.
Yeah.
So I'm driving. I pull in. I get out to get gas. I pay. I do my thing. I'm sitting there pumping, right? This dude comes strolling up on me, right? Sketchy. You could tell he was on drugs. Not one to judge, but you can tell. He was doing the zombie leg, scooting his leg across. You know, you can hear it on the pavement there. You know,
the pirate leg.
Yes. Yeah, he was doing that. So anyways, he comes up to me, and he's just walking around my truck, looking at my truck, looking at me. And I'm terrified at this point, and I'm pumping. Right. I'm just like, can this go any faster? It's pumping, it's going. Dude walks around. He comes up to me. He said, "Hey, you Damien?" I said, "Damien? What? No, I'm not Damien."
I think I may be met a Damien a couple times.
yeah, like
maybe a couple times, like throughout life, maybe 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I think I've only ever met one Damien.
I met a couple Damiens.
Yeah, I only know one Damien. It's not one that I hear often.
Right.
But you know, I'm sitting there terrified. I'm like, this guy, and he has his hands in his pockets in his jacket pocket. Keep in mind, it's 2. I'm terrified. I'm thinking, I'm like, in my mind, I start, you know, going in survival mode. I look over, I'm like the guy at the, you know, the counter, the cashier.
Yeah.
He's, you know, when I walked in, he's blasting Slipknot. He's not paying attention. I look at the, you know, the window and see him, and he's bobbing his head, you know, getting into the music. So if I have to scream, he's not going to hear me at all, right? So I'm thinking of, so I was like, I'm on my own in this situation. Dude's like walking around, he's not leaving. I'm like, do you need anything? Which dumb thing for me to do, because he's like, I'm opening invitation for something, you know, for him to want to ask me for something. He goes, "Hey," and he has his hand in his pockets, and he pulls out, he goes, "Hey man," like that, and he pulls out something. It's his phone. And he goes, "You got a charger?" I was like, "No, I don't have a charger." And he goes, "You don't have a charger?" I was like, "No, the charger port's broke. It's a newer truck."
Yeah.
You don't need to know this, right?
Yeah.
So he starts asking me, he goes, "Hey, can you take me to Tabitha's house?" I don't know Tabitha. I've met one Tabitha in my life, right? I don't know where we're going. He goes, "Which direction you going?" And so at this point, I'm like, I don't know why.
So you were just being too nice.
Yes, I have
You're
that
like,
problem.
bro, you have. So you had that problem a lot.
Yes, I have that problem a lot, to where I get to the situation to where, like, you know, I even like, if there's a homeless person or somebody asking me for money, I start trying to explain my finances to them. You know, I'm like, "Nah, man, see, I don't have this cash. My cash, I got to pull out this cash. I mean,
I appreciate that to an extent about you. You know, you're a nice guy.
Well, yeah, I appreciate it. But like, if I have it on me, I'll try to give it. But then if I sit there thinking about it, I'm like, you know, it comes down to it. But the dude's like not leaving. He's not budging. And so I'm sitting there thinking, I was like, what do I have to do? So then I started thinking, if I have to, I can toss gasoline in his face, like throw it on him, right? And
this is really going,
yes,
bro.
And so I'm terrified. I thought, like I said, I thought that was it for me. I thought I was done for sure. I'm sitting there thinking, why? Like, what are they going to put on my grave? Died from some druggy guy taking. Nobody was around. This is dark. No cars were passing.
These things happen.
Yeah, often, and so that's why I was scared, because I've seen a lot of this stuff on the TV shows and the movies. So I'm thinking too. I was like, I started getting even more like deep into where you can understand that I probably watch movies too much, because I started thinking if I had a lighter and through the gas, I can like set my own little flamethrower and just get out of here, get out of here.
That would have been a terrible situation.
In reality, yes. But, to make a long story short, even though it's been going on for a little bit, I tell him, he said, you going this way? And point at one direction. I said, no, I'm going that way. And he said, okay, I'll go that way too. And I was just like,
he just wanted to go anywhere.
Yeah. And I said, actually, I'm going across the street, because I saw that it looked like there was this little building over there. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I'm going right there, man, and he kind of looked at me kind of confused. I proceed to drive over there and park. And I sat there for about 20 minutes waiting for this guy to like walk away.
Bro, you should have just left.
I know, you could have thought about that.
Come on.
But then I started thinking, what if I see him in the future?
It's
I
okay.
Easily drove off.
You don't owe this guy. I appreciate it. I appreciate your
thinking future stuff, dude. What if he sees
honesty
me?
And your niceness to this guy?
What if I'm broke down on the side of the road? Another, living on the edge again. I'm broke down, and I'll hear his legs scooting across the pavement. He goes,
This dude thought you knew Tabitha. Like you don't owe this guy nothing. Yeah. It's okay, bro.
Yeah, but I'm alive. I mean, I could have been being dramatic, but you never know these days.
Dude, that reminds me. I actually got held up in Hollywood.
Oh wow!
One night.
Wow.
I was walking home, but I was kind of like, I put myself in the wrong situation, walking home about 2 miles after a party at like probably 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And this dude runs up, literally like same side of the sidewalk, opposite direction. Mm-hmm. I'm by myself. He runs up on me, and he's like, he has this like satchel bag thing, like across his shoulder in the front, and he goes, he's all hoodied up, like he goes, hey, give me all your stuff. Don't fuck around. And he pulls a gun out and then puts it in the satchel and then pushes the bag up right here, up against me.
Ooh, yeah.
And I'm like, well, there's really no moves I can make right now.
Yeah.
Besides to give this guy my stuff, because I don't know. He's probably not going to shoot me, but am I really going to test that?
Oh, yeah.
He probably just wants my stuff. So he got a broken-ass iPhone 7 at the time and my wallet, which had no cash, and I just canceled my debit card. So he really got away with nothing.
Oh, yeah.
But he did take my watch.
Nowadays, dude.
But I had the gun, dude. I was like, the barrel of the gun was up against me. I'm like, bro, what am I going to do right now? I'm alone. Might as well it's not worth it to test him.
Yeah. See, I think.
I walked home like, did that really just happen?
Yeah, did that happen?
See, I left with my shit, and then I just kept walking the same way I was going.
Yeah. See, I want to be the guy that, like, when people are telling those stories and everything, because it's so generic. Oh, pull out a gun, and do stuff like that.
Yeah.
I want to be the dude out there, just depending upon how things go, depending upon how the podcast go, depending upon how the, the filmmaking goes. We'll see how that goes. But I'm at that point to where, like, I want to be the guy sneaking up on people and be like, whipping something out, but instead of a gun, like a dildo, Can you imagine the story?
Yo, have you seen those funny, like, comedy sketch videos where the guys like run up and they act like they're gonna get in a fight or whatever, and then they just rip off their clothes?
Yes, and start going out.
Yeah, like they're like the pranks in the hood or whatever, and they just like run off.
Yeah, they do that. But could you imagine though, like if somebody's like all like shaking up, like, yeah, man. He's like, did he take anything? No. He's like, what did he do? He's like, he just walked up and busted out a dildo. Just held me at
That's sketchy, dude.
Held me at dildo point.
That's way sketchier.
Yeah, could you imagine? And like not do anything with it, just whip it around, like flapping back and forth. It's like,
nah, dude, I'd run for sure.
Like, because that's what the thing about it. Because that people like when they're kicking it with their homies, it's like, yo, man, what's wrong with you? It's like, man, this dude held me up at dildo point, dude. I'm sure. You
can't even tell anybody.
Yeah, do you take anything? No, that's the weirdest thing about it. Just have like a stupid catchphrase or whatever, like Mama ate the cheesecake and just run off with it flapping or some stupid shit.
Oh no,
who knows? Who knows, man?
Yo, speaking of, it's getting crazy out there in LA.
Oh yeah. I've been keeping too much up with it, but I know.
Well, I kind of have because I'm like, I just got back. I don't know. It's been less than a year. I think I've been back like 10 months now.
Yeah.
11 months. 10 months. But dude, like I was watching this video. This guy has a channel. I think it's like German in Venice. Mm-hmm. It's like this funny German dude who just like films around Venice Beach all day.
Yeah.
But it's looking rough, bro. And like that was my like hangout. Like, you know, when I would just like want to go chill, go grab a beer. There was like the Venice Ale House, and like grab a beer and just chill, ride the bird scooters around or skateboard or whatever, and just like talk to people. I would do like funny Instagram lives, and it was always like really lively and like a good vibe. But this dude's like been filming all his vlogs around there lately, and it's like great. Like it looks like Skid Row or downtown LA, which has also gotten worse.
Man, it's getting wild. Man.
But it just looks crazy out there. Like it just looks messy. I'm like, this is sad.
I was gonna say, what do you
like,
think about it? Like,
well, it just kind of bums me out because I'm like, damn, is it really? You know, I've only seen really his footage and I haven't paid too much attention. But I'm like, this kind of sucks, dude. Like, this is a spot that was kind of like one of my sanctuaries. You know, go skate, go like get some sun, kind of chill out with the funny, crazy hippie people and like, you know, people, you know, whatever, like. It was always just so chill out there. Now it seems like weird.
Yeah, it's kind of like driving past those like. I mean, I know it's kind of different, but in my mind, the first thing I think about is like when you drive past like Celebration Station. There's places like that, and it's all abandoned. And you think about all those memories you had there. Like, you know,
dude, because you did a video in the mall.
Oh yeah, that's the thing about it. Like
that actually tripped me out when I watched that video. I was, you know, it's the Muskogee Mall, Arrowhead Mall or whatever, which is a mall in probably 30 minutes from our hometown for the listeners that don't know, like locally. But we used to go there when we were kids, this whole big mall and like the pet store and like all this stuff. Yeah. And now it's just dead, right? Yeah. Isn't there one store in there?
If that, I think there is like maybe one.
Like the Buckle.
Yeah, it's a Buckle. Yeah.
Like who even goes to the Buckle? You know what I mean? Yeah. But like it's a whole huge mall with one store.
Yeah. I think their big thing that's keeping them open is that there's a lot of places that like are attached to it. Like I think they got like a UPS store that's attached to it and like keeping it alive. But even then, like when we went into the film, the character, I was dressed up like a homeless guy and I was looking for Tabitha. I'm just kidding. No. But I was dressed like that, and at first we walked in and scouted because we were looking to find out if there's like a lot of people or whatever there. Because I mean, I knew it was closing down, but you never know. Like, Bath and Body, I think is the only store open there. That's what it is. It's
that
Bath
makes
and Body.
Sense.
And but like I was walking around to kind of check the place, and I was like, there's like hardly anybody there. So I went and ran to my truck, changed my clothes, and dressed up the way I did in the video. Yeah. And whenever I did, I walked in there, and there was this lady that was kind of walking around a little bit watching. And so the entire time we were filming, we would stop and act like we were taking pictures. Like, I remember this is where the pet store was, and I'd take a picture of my buddy next to the pet store with his thumbs up, like, hey, you know. And the lady kind of looked, and she's like, you guys all right? And I was like, yeah. I was like, hey, we're gonna, if it's cool. And I was just like, man, screw it, I'm just gonna ask her, see what she says. And so she, you know, I was like, hey, is it cool if we like film here? She's like, I don't care, who cares?
So no one really bugged you?
No one did at all,
dude.
Like,
you could go shoot a whole thing in there. And no one would say anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why we were
empty
talking
mall.
About, yeah, doing like a part 2, part 3 possibly, or just do something else, like run around, just do something. She's like, as long as you don't break nothing. I was like, you know, the only thing here is broken dreams. Yeah, dude. Because there was a lot happening there. I briefly worked at the PacSun there for like a little bit
I
of
actually
time.
Applied, but then I ended up moving.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. It's just crazy.
Because like PacSun actually was the only spot out here when we were like around that age to get anything remotely dope.
Oh yeah.
Anything like, you want to get like some famous stars and straps, or like like anything that was like kind of like anything kind of like skater or punk or whatever. That was it. Like there was no other option anywhere, and like you barely shopped online.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, man. It's crazy.
That's all we had, bro. And we had to buy the girls' jeans to have skinny jeans. Yeah.
You know, I was starting to think about that, which kind of reminded me of like during that time frame, the way that things are now, because it's like I feel like one of those old men who say stuff like that, because you know, from the older generation, from we were younger, they were always talking about like, you know, bringing like buckets of water and having to carry, you know, things like that just so we could take a bath, and like, you know, having to go, you know, I don't know, like.
So you feel like some of the stuff we say is already that?
But it's like no things like we actually had to wear girl jeans in order to have them tight ones, because now they have guy jeans. I went jeans
and
shopping.
I stopped wearing skinny jeans.
Yeah, and see,
I don't know. It kind of went back to baggy somehow. Yeah, like baggy is dope now, and I just kind of like followed suit without even realizing it, but but it also was just like it's more comfortable. Yeah, like it just made more sense.
Yeah, jeans shopping is the worst, especially when you're 6'4". That's the worst thing, because I mean there's so many different kinds, and they have ones that are actually made to look like girl jeans. Yeah, I remember we sported the ones that had the little flower button that was on there.
Well, because they were probably just girl jeans.
Was it Bullhead or something like that?
I don't know.
There was some of that
whatever
were
we had to do to
jeans.
have like tight jeans.
Oh yeah, there's constant. I was always sneaking in my
but
sister's room.
And then I had that stage, but I like the emo kind of stage, but then I also wore like Dickies and the Blink 182 kind of. Like, Blink 182 is like responsible for the Dickies thing.
Yeah. The thing I tried the Dickies thing for a little bit because whenever we were trying, like because you guys were all in the punk band, and I remember a couple of us would be like, let's go to a punk band. I remember I went out because I was always like wearing the tight, the skinny jeans, the whole emo phase and everything like that, like back in the day with stuff. But I remember I tried the punk thing and I bought the studded belt. And the thing about those Dickies is they would never, no matter what you did, they wouldn't wrinkle. They would stay like I.
I got them on right now, bro.
Well, I literally took a pair off and they stayed the shorts form. Like you could just sit them, but they would prop up and like not like you. It just would stay stiff. They stay so stiff. It's like,
dude, these are I don't know. Now they're perfect, dude. Like I was skating in these, like I can move and they don't rip when I fall and stuff like that.
The shorts ones are the craziest with things like that too.
But that was Blink for sure. That's the only reason anyone ever wore Dickie shorts. Like,
I can imagine like
it was Cholo dudes and then Blink and then every pop punk and emo band ever. That's the only reason anyone wore long ass Dickie shorts and tall socks. It was like really like LA Cholo dudes that started it all. Yeah. Straight up. That's where it all began.
I can always imagine them going and chasing people down and having their hydraulics on, like bouncing. Could you imagine running?
Dude, I've been to some of those car shows in East LA. I forget what the street is, the main street that runs through East LA. But there's those lowrider shows out there are so fucking dope. It's so fun.
See, that would be kind of cool to see some of that stuff. I can just imagine myself being over
miss
there.
it, man. I mean, I miss the culture, and I miss 13 years. It's like half of my existence, like that I can remember.
Oh yeah, and it's like a different world here too, like with different.
Yeah, but now it's like I'm so glad to be here and like be here in the country and like make campfires and it's just like I'm just glad to be in a place where shit feels less chaotic.
Oh yeah,
because LA is just. I mean, I'm glad I did the grind, and I'm glad I was there for so long. But man, it all added up to this moment right now where I can just be here and kind of be chill.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, this stuff's cool. Different things like that. Could you imagine though being over there with that, having a cholo guy like with this hydraulics like chasing you down? He's like, man, he had a dildo. He was,
bro. I would be whipping with him.
Yeah, just sitting over there. It's like, man, I should have had a pair of Dickies on my stiff ass pants. I'm like running my tight jeans. My sister got so mad because they used to always take her pants and everything like that too. Because there for a while, my mom's like, you ain't gonna get no girl pants. I'm like, well, joke's on you. I'm gonna wear my sister's.
Man, the one thing about that whole scene that we grew up in and stuff is like, I wish that kids now, especially with the pandemic and like the younger generation right now that has always had technology or always had iPhones, like they've always had social media. Yeah. Like we were just on the cusp where the first however many years of our life we didn't have it at all, and then. From then to now, we've been kind of consumed by it. But these kids, this next generation, they've only had it.
Oh, yeah.
So they don't go to shows, like local shows. Like if they go to a concert, it was like a few years ago before concerts were completely canceled. Oh, yeah. And it was like a major show. It wasn't like a little scene, like a group where they were like with their homies and like coming up with, like just that whole culture of like smaller like local shows and all ages shows. Like we did that all the time.
Oh yeah, we would all hop in a van and go travel to these different shows
and like together. Figure out how to book them ourselves
with no money either. Like we would literally like there was a couple times when we went and we would go watch a show, a few towns away, and we would all just be like, we don't have a plan of what's going on. We didn't know what we were doing. We had no money.
Yeah,
dude, we would just go out there and just enjoy that time
always
together.
No
phones and just like no
maybe
no
a flip phone.
Oh yeah, like somebody had.
But it wasn't like you were scrolling through all these.
No, yeah, and that's the thing about it is like we were able to entertain. Dude, there were so many times, and that's what I think I miss a lot too with it is that we were always finding ways to entertain ourselves. Yeah. With like we didn't sit around doing anything, dude. That was even before any of us before any of us started like really drinking, smoking, doing anything. We would just have fun. We would all just go and just figure something out to do, and we'd have these different bands and these different people who would play. The show here in town, and then they would come and then they would like be crashing at the shed or crashing in someone's house, and we'd all just find ways, and we would just be like, well, they're from a small town, we're from a small town, let's all get together and just figure some stuff out.
Yeah, and it's not even necessarily like it has to be music or it has to be a certain avenue. It's just
we flew kites.
Yeah, but I just mean like these kids these days, like they go to school, they run straight home, they log into their game, and then they connect that way.
Oh yeah,
but it's like. Man, go outside, and there's a few like younger skaters and stuff. Like I go down to the skate park and I see kids like actually out having fun and all that. Yeah. But it's like, man, like just get out and explore, run through the woods, like, and it's harder for kids in cities and stuff because you can't really like just run outside.
Yeah. Well, nowadays it's so much more sketchy.
I can't imagine,
too,
dude.
you know?
It's like out in LA, it's like lockdown, 10 p.m.
Oh yeah.
Be inside. Like,
yeah.
That's crazy, dude. And we're all just like living like, oh, I guess this is what we should weirdly accepting of it. It's like, this is not how it's supposed to be, dude.
Oh yeah. It's crazy.
Right? I mean, to me, it's like insanity. And that's why I'm glad to be here because yes, it's still affecting us here, but it's way more relaxed, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Which brought me to the other thing I was thinking about the other day. I had a younger cousin who just got his heart broken, and he was upset.
Poor thing.
Yeah, and he was like sad about it. And he was talking to me, and he was like, I was like, hey man, so what have you been doing to keep your mind off everything? You know, and he's like, I've been listening to some music, you know, just some sad heartbreak music. And dude, he's like listening to this stuff have you heard some of this breakup music these days?
No, I mean maybe.
Shit, dude.
Really?
Shit. It's all like all poppy and dancing. It's like the whole attitude, like, you know, it's like, hey, you know, you lost a good thing. I'm gonna go out and dance. You know, stupid stuff like that. Like, it's not like.
I think that there's probably stuff out there. Maybe he just needs to explore more.
It's some of the stuff that I saw. I looked into it before I sent him a playlist, dude. I was sending him some like old emo stuff for him.
That shit is deep.
That's the stuff, man. I feel bad for anybody who hasn't endured heartbreak during those time frames, dude.
Man.
The early 2000s and everything, dude.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why we have the tendency to be so emotional. Dude.
That's what it is, just over there crying and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
Dude, I haven't worn mascara or eyeliner, guy liner, I guess, in so long, dude. And I cried the other day. Some come out, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's still there. It's still there, dude. From the tears from my memory from when I was younger.
Man, I never really did that, but I thought it was cool. Like whatever each person wants to do, that's tight. I never wore it, but like a lot of, punk bands, emo bands, they all did that shit.
Dude, I joined there's a couple of dudes that had me, they heard my vocals a while back, and they're like, dude, I got this band, let's go jam, let's do this stuff, we want to do some, hardcore style music or whatever, and they're like, let's do it. And so I was just like, man, I was like, I'm kind of here and there with it, whatever, but I was like, I'll go check it out for sure, no doubt, I'll go check it out. And so I went to check it out, and we practiced in this church, and they had me that kind of tricked me into going to church that night too, and the dudes that were playing the guitars were doing that whole thing where they hold their hands up and they're singing the gospel stuff and doing things like that. Everybody leaves, and then I know where these dudes are like like playing this crazy stuff. And so we practiced, we did a few things. One of the guys got us set up at this show. I think it might have been in Claremore. I don't know. There was a show that they had set up, a place maybe like 30, 45 minutes away from here. And whenever we went there, and we get there, and we're playing like this hardcore stuff. And some of the stuff, even to this day, there's bands out there who are like Christian bands, but they're like hardcore, like they're crazy, like you could never tell with the names of the bands and the music that they play. But then a lot of them have that meaning. Well, that's kind of what the guys were kind of going for, and I was for it. I was like, let's just do it. At the time I just didn't care. So we show up at this show, and a bunch of the guys that other bands that were playing had their face painted, they had makeup on, they had all this different stuff, and we were like, we looked all prepped out. We were kind of doing the August Burns Red thing, where they had like the the
I
collar
met those
shirts.
guys on Warped Tour.
Really,
like
there's pretty sick.
Like a bunch of years ago.
I heard they're dope
sick.
dudes. I haven't seen them yet.
Super technical.
Yeah, and that's what kind of what we're like. Their image is kind of what we liked a lot, because they were like preppy dudes, and you couldn't tell when you looked at them. But then they had like their hair, but then they had the collar shirts. Yeah. So we went in like that, and we were like, hey, this is our style. This is what we're doing. Well, this guy was his face painted. He even had like his beard, had like some white in his beard. And this guy walks up, and he's like, hey, and we're like kind of, because we were very, you're impressionable, or you got different things, and asking questions, and we were kind of, we were young, we were learning. So we asked him about that kind of stuff, and the dude, and it's crazy because those dudes would get up there, play, and it was sweat, and their makeup all like looking crazy and everything. Yeah. And so we asked them about the makeup, we asked them about their style, asked them about different things and pointers, and the guy said, create an image, get that, because when they see this face paint, they see what you look like, they see this style, they're gonna remember you. And we're like, what about the music? Couldn't the music be what they could remember you by? And they're like, when you have that image, you don't have to be good.
Here's the thing, where is that band now?
Oh yeah.
It's like, that sounds like the epitome of trying too hard.
See, and that's the thing about it. It's like, how about you put all that time
August Burns Red, since you brought them up, like they probably dress like that because that's just how they dress.
Yeah, that's just it. Yeah, they just like, yeah.
You know what I mean? They probably didn't say like, oh, this is this, we're gonna pretend to be this.
Yeah.
But, like that's what's dope. Like a lot of people love artists like that.
Yeah.
Like I think like a lot of like, I don't know, first thing that comes to my head is like Post Malone's success is that he's this gnarly looking crazy, like, you know, he was in metal bands and shit, but then he's doing like this kind of poppy hip hop, like rap stuff, but he's got this, you know, crazy frizzy hair and like, you know what I mean? Like looks the way he does. And they love that. Yeah. Like people love the contrast between the image and the sound.
Yeah.
If you just listen to his music, you wouldn't know that Post Malone looked the way he looked.
Well, that's what a lot of people do now, though. They have that look, or they see that look, and they're like, I want to know his story. I want to know what he's all about. I got to listen to his music. And it's just like, you don't have to kind of do that stuff. Well, when we were young and dumb, we took their advice because there was a couple of bands that were like that. They're like, yeah, do this, do this. So we go to a different show, fast forward to a couple of weeks later, and we're like, man, let's put on like guy liner, let's put on something. And like one of the dudes like thought it would be kind of cool to put like a cross on his head, but not like upside down. He thought it would be like right side up, just put like a little cross on his head. That would be kind of cool, because I mean, we're young, we're just trying to figure things out. You gotta kind of do that kind of stuff. We get there, we were playing it, dude, nobody else there had any face makeup. And we just looked, and they're like, oh, this is supposed to be like a Christian band type thing. And we're all like wearing this makeup and everything. We're just like, you know, like, hey, be yourself, you know, be something different, you know. And like they're like, what are you guys doing, you know? And they're like, get that
trying too hard,
get that cross off your head,
doing too much.
Yeah, just doing too much, man. Like you just got to get it. You just, you know, just be yourself. Just
doing too much, bro.
Yeah. I was thinking about something I was going to ask you too. Thinking about that on our other podcast when we were talking about different things. We were talking about just doing it, just do your thing, just do what you do. But do you think to yourself? Do you think that if you have a homie out there who is doing something whack, not so much like harmful, but doing something like, okay, let's say for instance they play music and they're doing music and it's just whacked out. Do you think it's still okay to gas them up, or should you be like, yo man, it's a little whack, you should work on it? Like,
ooh, yeah. Honesty is the best policy.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you should knock them for trying, because like they at least they went for it. A lot of people are terrified to even go that far and release something or whatever.
Yeah.
Also, if it's the first thing they've ever put out, it's probably not going to be dope.
Oh, yeah.
So give them a while.
Yeah, were they doing it for a while?
Let them figure it out, you know, themselves.
Yeah.
But if they're like too overly confident and just doing, you know.
Yeah, because everybody needs a nah man. A lot of people need a nah man. I think that's the thing about it out there that people don't have, is they just don't have that, you know, because there's a few people who are like, there's constantly people, you know.
But I would say at the same time, you're only gonna learn from your own experience anyway.
Oh yeah.
So it's almost like you can suggest things. I think just constructive criticism, because people are gonna have to learn on their own and grow on their own.
Oh yeah.
Like I took my old videos down because I'm like, a lot of people liked them when I put them out, but to me I'm like, oh, it's cringy, right? Yeah. So like, because there's growth there.
Oh yeah.
But if you look back on yourself and you notice that, then you've grown. Yeah,
you've grown.
If you stay in that place of I'm the shit, I don't care what anyone thinks, whatever, blah blah blah, I don't need any, you know. Yeah. Then you're probably stuck. Yeah. And
because there's those people that got that cocky attitude, man. They're just like they don't take any of that. There's the local people here who do have talent that I've seen that we've grown up with.
You have to have the ability to look at yourself from an outside perspective.
Oh, yeah.
And not compare like numbers or compare where another artist is or their success, but compare like, what is the quality of this person's work versus what I'm doing. You have to have this outside perspective of yourself to grow and be like, if they're doing this, if they're doing this level of like, say their video or their whatever is super dope, you have to have the ability to be like, I can do that. I'm just going to go do that. If they did it, I can do it.
Yeah.
Super dope production, crazy quality. Like, why not? Like now we have all the technology, we have everything we need. Like everything should be super dope.
Oh yeah, and see that's the thing about it. There's so many things out there that you can get a hold of to make it to look amazing. And there's people out there who have all kinds of money because again, there's a handful of people, not dissing.
But just start.
Like
I think the thing is just start. If there's something you really want to do, like just start.
But you gotta let that criticism come, because there's a handful of people that we even know that they've been doing this a long time, and there's still stuff that they're like, yo, this, that, and you're like,
here's the major point I would make on that subject is the person telling you more successful than you?
Oh, okay. So like
like people will try to tell me stuff and they have 26 followers on Twitter
yeah
and no YouTube channel, never released a song. why is your opinion valid?
Oh, yeah. See, and that's the other thing.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
maybe you do know a lot, but how am I going to know that?
Mm-hmm.
You've never posted a song. You've never recorded yourself.
Mm-hmm.
How are you a critic?
Yeah. How are you going to be
like,
able to,
if someone is doing more than I am and they're suggesting something, I'm probably going to listen.
Yeah. See,
and they're probably right.
Yeah. And see, that's where, like, in the beginning, whenever I started doing my videos and I started posting, it probably took, and I always was told, like, you know, because I always showed that side of when I started doing them. I didn't want people, like, I knew that if there was somebody who was going to say like a negative comment or say anything like that, I thought in my head, I was like, I'm going to take all the negativity away. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to have that kind of stuff. I'm going to promote positivity and have people know and just have a good time and make people happy and do things
people
like
love
that.
People that I think your videos are just comedy and positivity.
Mm-hmm. See, and that's what I try to promote. But then for a long time, it probably took, and you know, not trying to toot my own horn, but toot toot, you know, but toot toot. No, but it took about 2.5 years for somebody to put a negative comment on it. There for a while, I would be posting, and sometimes I would post for the sake of posting. I'm gonna admit it. I did that because I didn't want to lose the momentum. I was just like, I have ideas. You know, I mean, you know, my phone is full of things. I have so many different things, notebooks stacked up of ideas. But there was times where I did not want to lose the momentum. I was posting almost every other day, if not every day, for like a while. And I was constantly posting. And there was some stuff that I would just be like, I gotta have to post a video tonight. I have to post. So I'll just post it, and then I would be like, oh, I love it like that. And I'm like, it's not funny. Like, what's happening? Are people gassing me up too much? I need that? Nah, man. And people will even recognize that. They're like, yo, dude, everybody loves your stuff all the time. And then I heard somebody talk about another person's content, and they were like, hey, if you don't have haters, you're not doing it right. And I'm like, where are the haters? Are my haters? I need them. You know, and it took a while. It took a little while, but finally got that one after 2.5 years. And then I felt it was necessary. But then you focus
on that.
See, it got me a little bit, but I was excited about it, and then it got to.
So you were ready for the haters.
Yes, I was ready. I was wanting it to happen because I felt like it was maybe like, I appreciate every single, because I have a handful of people who are still to this day loyal, like always liking my stuff, always commenting, always sharing, and just to this day from when I started almost 6 years ago, posting all these things, who are like still devoted and everything. Like when I have a shirt for sale, they're like first ones to buy it. I absolutely love them. I cannot express how much I appreciate them, you know. But then it was like, but it got kind of scary because I was like, maybe because some people like know who I am and know I promote positivity. Maybe that's why they were being nice to me and doing things like that. You know, because then it starts getting you. I'm never gonna say I got cocky, but it started getting to a point where in my mind I was like, "Am I that good? Right. Am I too good? Am I ever gonna have a hater?" And then it's like, and I'm not like that. I'm not that kind of person at all, because I'll be my biggest critic. You know, but then I was like, "Where are these haters at, man?" So I was like, should I like do something dumb to like get people to be like, hey, you know, or like to do stuff like that. But then once that finally started happening, I felt it was necessary to be able to like, not to start stuff, but to show people, because I don't want people to have that image and have that idea that that's never gonna happen. Because even now to this day, when I post something, people are like, "This is supposed to be funny? Well, what's wrong with you? Hey, you should go to comedy class. You know, hey, Jim Carrey wannabe. Hey, you want, you know?" And I'm like, and it gets me, it adds that fuel. It gets me excited, but then sometimes it makes me sad.
Dude, the only time, like I just posted something about this the other day, because I used to have like a harder time kind of dealing with those sort of negative comments, but now it's like I can actually say that I'm just like it's like a fly. I just like swash it away and
what
brush
got you
it
to
off.
that point though? Like kind of what?
Because I just, you know, I guess it's been enough time now has passed, and I've put out enough stuff that I'm just like,
you got that time under your belt.
What I've realized is that every single time that I've ever acknowledged some hater or some bad comment, almost always, if I just say, "Hey, like, what's up? Like, what was up with that?" They'll be like, "Oh, I was just playing." Or like, oh, like they just literally want the attention, and they're just like, honestly, probably a bigger fan than most people. They're a big enough fan to go write some crazy shit because they want the reaction.
They don't think that you're going to be like, hey.
They don't think you're ever going to see it.
Yeah.
They think, so you got to think when people are dropping a hateful thing, they don't think you're going to read it. Yeah. Realistically. Because they wouldn't say it to your face. So they're just dropping it because they think you're big enough to where, it's just another comment in the thing, and maybe they'll get some likes in the little comment feed and you won't care. But it's like, I read every fucking thing.
Yeah. What people don't realize. Yeah.
And then you realize like, they just haven't done what I've done, and they're and really you should just encourage them. I think. If you want to flip it to positive, like, hey, you can do this too. Yeah. Like, There's no reason you should be mad at me.
Yeah.
I'm doing nothing that's not available or that you're not capable of, you know, available to everyone that you're also capable of.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't
like, that's the whole, but it's like, are you going to do it or not?
Yeah.
It's like, I think we might've mentioned it on the last podcast. It's like a piece of art has no rules or boundaries.
Oh yeah.
You could throw a splatter of paint and price it at whatever you want. And that has so many lessons in all of life. Like anything you want to do, fucking do it.
Yeah,
like there's a market for it. There's people that will appreciate you just doing something.
Yeah, but if you're gonna do it, don't knock other people during your path.
Exactly.
It always, because that's where I'm at. Because when it comes to certain homies and certain, like some of my my bros, and they're doing some of the things, after a certain point, it's like when they're hard on themselves, I'm like, well, what makes you that point? Because there's times, because that's one of the reasons why I started. I don't want to say I'm starting to rebrand myself, but I'm changing a little bit of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
To not have it, because like I said last time, it's like when people see some of my stuff, because like a lot of this content I've been working on have been horror stuff and have been serious stuff, and when people do it, they're waiting for the jokes or waiting for the funny. It's like, okay, so and I've asked people straight up, I'm like, so what makes you think that we're going straight to like the funny? Like, well, you're the funny guy, sweet action bro, you're the funny guy, you make the jokes. Granted, I'm like that, and I do have the comic relief, because when I very first started in this stuff, doing these things, when we were making the videos, I got a few jobs working with a few different people, being the comedy relief in some of the horror films, being some of that stuff. And whenever I would hear people talk about their film, because they would do like little, like kind of like, I don't want to say film fest, but they would do their own like mini kind of like thing and would play that. You could hear the laughs and hear the some of the stuff, and then the guy who made the movie would be like, hey, so what was your favorite part? Asking people, like, man, I love when this happened, this part happened. And in those, like, let's say top 5 things that they said that they liked, 2 of them were mine, 3 of them were mine, and they were some of the jokes that I wrote. Some of the stuff landed perfectly, and I'm like, hell yeah, man. And it's like, maybe I have a knack for it. And then it started becoming a point to where you start kind of clashing with the people, because you team up with somebody and they don't like how you're doing things like that, or it goes a different direction, and like, okay, now I'm back on my own, I'm trying to figure these things out. And then it's just like, you can make goofy videos, you can do things like that all the time, but then it's like, all right, am I always going to be that goofy video guy? Am I going to be that dude who's just constantly doing stuff like that?
I think, man, especially lately, you can't box yourself in. And I think people just follow human beings these days. Like the image, like the celebrity is gone.
Oh yeah.
At least to me, I think the celebrity is gone. People are always going to be, intrigued by other people, and like want to know you and want to know more about you and stuff, and be like excited. But the illusion of celebrity, I think, is dissipated completely. Like like on my Twitter, I'll post a rollerblade video, because that's what I love to do right now. Post a picture of me and my girl. Post a picture of myself, a selfie. Do you guys want new music? Post a new song. Like, I'm just being myself and putting myself, true, authentic self out there, and there is no image anymore. Like, the image is me. If you want to subscribe and be a fan of me, be a fan of me. If not, I don't care. Like, there's no, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be so much of a product anymore. It's like, people just want that genuine connection, I think. And you know what I mean? So like the celebrity, like, trying to do a certain path or a certain
now you they say that you have to, it's not so much a celebrity these days, it's the influencer. You got to kind of be an influencer nowadays.
And what is an influencer? Just like anyone that can have something to influence somebody, give somebody some advice, whatever it may be.
That's what they're saying. Is like, you can't be anybody unless you got your name on a shirt.
I mean, in all honesty, like influencers, like, oh, you got the numbers online.
That's exactly,
So now a brand wants to give you stuff because it's all about advertising.
And that's all. That's
so
all
if any advertisers out there want to give us some drinks or some whatever, the podcast is killing it. 158 subscribers.
And it's only
in 5 days.
It's only going to be stacking up.
I'm so stoked, man. Yo, should we announce the hotline?
Oh yeah, dude. We got the hotline.
Let me see. Let me pull up the number.
Yeah, dude.
Where is it? Okay, so we have a hotline number.
Yes.
Matt, you want to tell them it's all voicemail?
Oh yeah, it's all voicemail. You can call and
call in and leave the voicemail. Most likely, we're not going to answer any calls live, but we will play the voicemails on the air and then respond to the voicemail. So if you want to call in and be on the podcast,
if you have any questions about anything, any kind of stuff, anything for me or him, any kind of things like that. If you want to if you want to talk about something, talk about any of your experiences with anything like that. If you want to. Heck, even if you want to kind of like plug something to, like
whatever,
just let us know and we'll check stuff out. We're all about
deep topics. Whatever you want to talk about, that it'll spark a good conversation.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Somebody said something about, what is it, ghost stories or something like that? They were like, we need to talk about ghosts.
So whatever it is, the hotline number is 918-931-3147. It's right here on the screen.
Yeah.
That's 918-931-3147.
Yeah.
Call in, leave a voicemail. I'm sure you'll just hear the voicemail message thing. We still got to set that up.
Yeah.
But you'll hear the voicemail message thing. Leave a message. We're going to check them all, and we will play them on the podcast.
Yes.
Hotline.
I'm pumped about it, too. Yeah.
What's Up Podcast, episode 2, baby.
Episode 2 already,
Episode
man.
2, dude.
It's insane. Like
I'm happy with the success of this so far.
Yeah, it's going really good in that.
I mean, it doesn't even matter. It's just fun anyway.
Hey, but the comments
I have to
and all
pee.
the positivity.
I have to pee. I'm going to go pee, and we'll cut right here. Back at it, baby.
Yeah, man, I'm excited though, man.
I
It's
ran
really
and went
cool.
pee-pee, and now I'm back.
That's a good thing about this kind of stuff. You should take this with you, dude. Just
Oh, yeah.
here,
Like a
pee.
vlog?
Yeah, pee with you, you know? Like that's what I'm
Dude,
saying.
I thought about doing like a cool, because I've got this whole dope like house studio art exhibit, Airbnb whole situation out here. I thought about making it like a whole artist retreat and like actually letting artists come through.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Yeah,
I thought that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Because it's such a vibe here, you know.
Oh yeah, that's the
I
thing
think.
about it.
I like the vibe here.
Yeah, that's what we're going for, man. Just chilling, just vibing, dude. Just chilling
dude.
out, you know. That's funny. It's so funny how we're.
I don't know what we just talked about,
Yeah.
but I think it was rad.
Yeah. Well, this is funny to think about, like two dudes with ADD or ADHD or ADD, whatever.
I'm pretty sure I have it. I've never been diagnosed.
Yeah, I did when I was younger, but I think I've been told that you could grow out of it, and if you're different things like that. But I don't know. I don't know how that works. Maybe if you work a lot and you're too tired, maybe that would kind of help out.
Yeah,
because that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I've been, it's like two ADD dudes, or people with assume we have ADD or whatever, chilling.
Just a lot going on, man.
You know?
Just a lot going on at all times.
Oh, one thing I was gonna ask you though, and I completely forgot that I was gonna ask you something I felt was very important. Is
what's up?
What's up, dude?
What's up, dude?
How
you feeling, man? Check in.
Yeah, dude.
How you really feeling?
Just really feeling, man. I'm excited, man. I'm excited for different things, man. I think that's the thing about it, because I have so much in my head. I'm just ready to
like, even though the world is fucking crazy.
Yeah, you can try to set all that.
I'm still
aside.
excited.
Yeah, still being excited, man.
I mean, you have to. If you don't if you don't brush that stuff off and just kind of, I think more than ever, you got to live in your own reality.
Eat you alive,
right? Live in your own reality.
What's the day that everybody's talking about war, like the 20th or something like that?
Bro,
like they're talking about.
Know, man.
Yeah, that's coming up, man. That's one of those things that people are tripping. People are tripping, bro.
There's a lot going on, dude. That if we want to go into another thing real quick, I think we're at 45 minutes right now. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dude, you saw recently the Capitol, and people stormed the Capitol, right? And you had this crazy dude with the painted face and the horns and stuff.
Yeah.
Bro, I found a clip that literally shows him being escorted in by police.
Oh yeah. They all got to leave out there on the outside of it. That's what I'm.
And they're like, and he's going, "Hey guys, good to see you again."
Yeah.
And they're like, you see people full badge, police outfit, escorting this dude in.
Part of my
like, what do you?
Was my grandma there?
Bro, like
she's undercover.
Yeah, she flipped it.
Yeah, she's like, I got you too now.
But what do you make of that, dude?
Yeah, dude.
Because like, I don't know. I think it's just paid actors for like the major media thing.
Yeah.
Like CNN, Fox, whatever.
This should open up our next one for the next episode, because one thing I absolutely love.
It goes deep, dude.
Some conspiracy theories, bro. That's one thing that I've been told everybody, like they're like, that's the best. That's some of the whenever I ask people about like their favorite podcast, before I even say that we even have one, like, what's your favorite kind? They're like, oh, I watch the murders and the conspiracy theories.
Those dude.
Dude, and not to get too deep into it, but it could be a good topic or something.
I think so.
To get into
I'm
and
down.
To look at, because I love those things. There's so many.
But I mean, this is not even at this point like.
But then
this specific thing is like not a conspiracy.
But it kind of goes into the whole thing of like, is it being, is it set up by different things? Kind of like the whole thing with 9/11, how people say that kind of stuff. And there's so many things that they're like, well, a lot of this stuff set up. The whole thing about the riots.
I think all these things happen. They're real events, but you got to remember that the media, like CNN and Fox and whatever, are TV shows. At the end of the day, they got to have the clips first, right? So they got a team. They got a team of people, and some of those people that in the team are like ready to be on camera actors.
Oh yeah.
So it doesn't mean that
didn't it say that they were actors? Like a lot of those people were actors. So
but the point is that the general public doesn't think, oh, this guy's an actor.
Yeah.
They thinking like, these people just stormed the Capitol and this is a real dude that dressed like this.
It's that fear, man.
It's like no, this is fucking entertainment.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to get you to tune in, And rather than get the real guy from fucking Montgomery, Alabama that drove up to like, I don't know, be in the thing.
Yeah.
They're going to get this guy that's already ready, camera ready to like with a script because it's going to make a better broadcast.
Yeah, everybody's trying to sell something, man. If they're trying to sell that fear, if they're trying to sell that, whatever it is, they're trying to sell something in that. And what makes me think about it is, because I don't try to get too into it because I feel like if I get in my head with it, it starts creating that fear. But it's one of those things that when you look at it, it's like, okay, so for instance, one of the things I saw a lot of was the whole thing about the riots, and they said that there was those SWAT trucks and those police dropping off bricks at different locations.
Yeah, which happened in LA too.
Yeah. So they were doing that kind of stuff. So it's like, okay, let's say that that's something. Okay, so whenever they were escorting or when they had that video of that, everybody has a phone. Everybody has some sort of way to prove it, to see it, to do something like that.
Right. And I saw many of my friends in LA post clips of those bricks.
So how are they not more careful with it? Is it so that people can talk about it? Is it so that way people
I think they are aware of the power they have, and they know that
they just don't give a shit.
The percentage, it doesn't matter what clips get out there because everyone's just gonna be like, oh, this is fake or this is fake or this. It doesn't matter. No one knows what the actual truth is. And even us that are openly thinking about it, we still don't know the truth. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing with the bricks being set up and all these riot like areas and stuff. Either way, those things are dropped off beforehand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So are they being dropped off to be like, oh, you want to incite people to use them and, riot with them and use them? Or are you like the explanation that I heard was they dropped these pallets of brick and rock and stuff for like, like a barrier for like officials and military to hide behind.
Yeah.
In case of like an actual like war situation, basically, like a barricade.
Yeah. Yeah.
So either way, they were placed there before.
Uh-huh.
The thing went down.
Yeah, exactly.
So either way, it was predestined, predetermined.
Mm-hmm. See, and that's what it comes down to. Or when you look up the different people and you can see like they have their own little IMDb.
So it's like, what the fuck is really
like how are you
an
actor if you're going to do that kind of stuff?
I don't know. People will talk all day like, oh, they're just you just going too deep and too But it's like, dude, these things are right in front of our faces, man.
Well, that's what's crazy too that I find fascinating because the place I work at, we got plenty of people who are coming in and they're like, before the 20th, I want to get things done before the 20th, and I want to get things done.
I didn't even realize that was a thing.
They're saying whenever the president switches over or whatever. And they're gonna people are gonna flip out, and all the Trump supporters that went there are gonna like break loose or go crazy and go wild. Like, but I mean, they should. I mean, by now they should accept.
Is that a certain side of the political thing that's kind of leaning that way?
I think that's just what I've been hearing a handful of people talk about. I don't know too much about it because I'm not one. Like, I try not to think about that kind of stuff because in reality, it's one of those things that like you hear about it, but it's like it makes me curious when they say things like that.
That's weird.
They talk about it. They're like, oh, it's gonna be a war. It's gonna be this.
I don't know, man. I hope not.
Just do it, man. Not the war. Don't do the war. But just do your thing. Stop worrying about so much of that stuff because, like you said, they're gonna paint a picture of what they think it's gonna be or what they want you to think it's gonna be like. They're gonna create this stuff.
Yeah, and I think bottom line, we have the ability to create our own reality. Mm-hmm. I really believe that, man. And maybe I'm just an artist and I live in this fantasy world, but I would rather live in my fantasy world sometimes.
Oh yeah, that's a better place to be.
And I think anyone can do that, man.
Yeah.
I think people should think more for themselves and live in their own little world because you can create whatever bubble around you that you want.
Oh yeah.
And it's better sometimes, dude.
Yeah, and create that and it goes to the people you have around you too.
If it bites you in the ass, at least you had a good time while you were doing it.
Yeah, and if the government's listening to this right now, we never really said anything bad about the government.
Yeah, we don't want to get flagged.
Yeah, we ain't trying to get like. I mean, I know we have all this technology around us and everything.
Fuck it, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna say what I think.
Yeah, yeah. But like, if they shut us down and everything like that,
we'll be in here. This is the bunker.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah. Some dudes are gonna come busting through there like freedom of speech. We're gonna try to do our freedom of speech. What if Biden was a listener, man?
I don't know.
You think
maybe he's our biggest fan?
Yeah, what if he could?
Maybe Trump's our biggest fan.
You think Biden could stay awake the whole time? Stay up,
dude,
the whole time?
I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah, he might be.
I don't think any human being over the age of like 75 could stay awake. They're both that old, right?
I think so. I think Trump's like 70 something like that.
They're old as shit.
I try not to pay attention.
It's basically like old dudes who are completely detached from any sort of reality that a normal age person living in society has to deal with. And so why are we listening to them in the first place? But let them fucking run the show. Yeah. Oh yeah, you have no idea what it's like in the inner cities of the hoods of anywhere, and you've never experienced the fucking actual trials and tribulations of an actual normal person trying to make it in society. But yeah, you run the show.
Yeah, exactly. exactly.
Oh, you've never.
Yeah. Have you ever had a
You know what I'm
conversation
saying,
though?
bro?
Like I talked to a
It's so
75
true.
year
Like,
old.
why are you putting Why are you putting all your faith in this person? That's how I feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, do you really believe this one guy?
Well, I mean, along with all the other people that say
right,
things, the
but,
Congress or
right,
whatever.
Yeah, the government.
Yeah,
But
the government.
people don't even really. I think most people don't even think about that. Those levels.
Yeah, because when you see the flags,
I'm voting for this person or this person.
Yeah, when you see the flags hanging up, it says Trump. It doesn't say government, or it doesn't
Right.
say it doesn't say
don't even know,
Congress. And that's the thing about it. Because have you ever had a conversation
As
with
if
a
everything that
75-year-old?
no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yes,
It's kind of cool sometimes, but then it's just like, would you really be the one like to run it, to run the show?
So detached.
Yeah.
Like, why? Yeah.
It's like things are different. Things are really different.
Let people who are like in their prime and
somebody in some
call the
skinny
shots.
jeans. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, dude.
Somebody wearing that stuff who knows the emo
Man.
music. And number 2, bro.
Podcast number 2, baby.
Yeah, that's
the hotline.
number 2. We had to talk about some shit. You know what
The
I'm saying?
hotline is 918-931-3147.
Yeah, call us, man. Tell us.
Call us. Hit us up.
Leave it. Hey, be that person, man. Show us that attention with being be a troll is what they're calling them nowadays. A troll.
Dude, we'll take trolls. We'll take whatever.
We'll take some trolls and everything. Like there's so many toxic. So there's so many topics to talk about, man. That's the thing about it. That's
I know, dude. I think it's good when we just let it flow, though.
Yeah, that's something I like about it and everything like that. Not so much being like the political stuff though, too, but you have to, man. That's in our face. I mean, you kind of have to, even though people are like,
well, we just live in a crazy time, man, and I think people need an outlet. People need a something to tune into that can make them kind of like feel like there's other people out there that understand how they're feeling.
Oh yeah, because
normal people out here like really experiencing this, just trying to make the best of it, dude. Because we're bombarded day in and day out. So you got to just live, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
and then we all have those platforms out there to where we can talk about how we feel. But it's crazy, the ones who have like the most, the most opinions about it. I've blocked a lot of those people because it's like, it's just one of those things. It's like, if that's all you're talking about all the time, it just gets old. I mean, like I said, I'm down to listen to what people have to say.
Yeah.
Going back to, circling back to what I was talking about, like of me sounding like I was like scared of it. There's a big chunk of me who's like, man, I'm going to say what I have to say. I'm going to put it out there. But then there's that like back of my mind type thing. It's just like, because I've always done that, even whenever I would like have my phone in my pocket and talking about Trump, I'll be like, hey Trump, like talking to my pocket and be like, hey man, still love you, like just kind of joking around about it, because it's one of the things is because like, I mean, it goes back to the whole thing. It's like, are they sitting, I mean, is there really somebody sitting back like we're talking about looking for keywords and everything like that?
It's all, I mean, it's not a person, but I mean, there may be a team of people somewhere in the Pentagon or some shit programming it, but it's so blatantly obvious. I'm sure everyone out there listening realizes now that anything they type in their messenger on Facebook or on their text or talk about is going to pop up as an ad.
Oh, yeah.
It happened to me twice today.
Oh, yeah.
Specific conversations I had. So I got annoyed and I downloaded that app. Elon Musk is promoting it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a messaging app. And I was just like, hey, to my girlfriend, I was like, hey, we should just start using this app. Because I'm sick of everything we talk about pops up as a fucking ad. Like, it's annoying at this point. It's just blatantly obvious that you're just like taking my conversation to turn it into an ad. And there's an app. So I don't know. I guess we should plug this app because I'm going to try it out.
Yeah, dude.
What is it called? I just downloaded it today.
I thought you were asking me. I was like, I don't know, man.
No, I just downloaded it. It's this new app.
I was like,
here it is.
They listen.
Signal. So it's just a basic messaging app. There's nothing to it. You just put your phone number in. Every message is supposed to be completely encrypted. No data sold. I hope it's real. I don't fully trust it or know exactly. But that's the whole point of the platform is that none of your conversation will be used. Yeah. Which is like nice to have, dude, because you can't even text anybody without them having access to it.
What it's
advertisers,
it's
dude.
Crazy how it's at this point the way it is.
I mean, it's so obvious, dude.
Yeah.
2 things, like I said today. Two things.
Now they're talking about like I was reading the thing that they're talking about personalizing TV, like commercials for people, and personalizing it based on different things like that, like you would like based on your email and your searches,
everything,
and like commercials being personalized to you and things on the like the radio, like being personalized and different things like that.
My girl had a good point about how they rearrange Walmarts and how all how they're doing all the lanes in a certain direction, and like trying to get the traffic to go through. So it's like kind of like they blame it on the pandemic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Social distancing and all this stuff. But really, it's like the IKEA setup or the Amazon store setup. You have to like pass by everything.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So they're kind of creating this thing, and then also there's I wouldn't say conspiracy, but just this idea that they're tracking which aisles now you spend the most time on and which products you buy. Yeah. Because it's all right here. We're all using Apple Pay now.
Yeah.
Like everything we do is tracked.
Well, now they have it to where you get in, you like log in, or you like as soon as you get to Walmart, it connects to your phone, like the internet connects to it. And then while you're looking at things and different things like that, there's people that proven that I guess you like look at things and it sends you an email with coupons based on that thing that you're looking at and different things that you shop.
It just seems
and when
so
you
invasive.
Yeah, when
to
you
me, it
scan
seems
your,
invasive. Right?
Receipt.
I'd rather go to like the local store.
I like to throw them off a little bit, have them thinking that
I
I'm
try to
buy.
not go there.
Yeah.
I try to like for groceries. I go to like Reese's.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things.
Or like Reese's is like our local place.
Yeah.
But I would rather go to a place like that than ever spend time at Walmart, dude.
Yeah, see, that's what it's like. When I'm feeling really down on myself and I'm just feeling like I need to pick me up, dude, I'll just go into Walmart, just walk around. Just walk around.
Because you know someone's going to hit you up with some coupons?
Yeah. Someone's like, yeah, we got these coupons. I'm like, or like if they're watching me on camera, I'll walk
like
to
first
something.
text I've got.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Finally someone's emailing me. That's all I get is those, nah. I try to stay away from that stuff, though. I don't mess with anything. One thing I don't do before, because we're getting close to that time, huh?
Yeah.
One thing I've
59 minutes.
I never done before and I won't do is do the apps, like ordering food on the apps and everything like that. Dude, I have no food apps at all. I was forced to do it with Chipotle one time.
Yeah. I did it a lot in LA because
it
was like sometimes you're like, dude, I just was in traffic for fucking 3 hours today.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm going anywhere.
Yeah.
Like I just want to, I'll pay the extra $10.
Call me old fashioned, man, but I like the good old phone call. If I'm gonna order pizza, I'm gonna do that because it's maybe it's just around this location they just haven't got it mastered yet, or maybe I'm not understanding it right or something. I don't know, but something always
it'll get there. I saw we have Grubhub around here now.
Oh yeah, dude. Everybody's doing it too.
And
man.
Tulsa already has everything, but. Yeah. For those of you listening, we're in a very small town.
Yeah.
It's not super small anymore, but it's small. It's small.
It's getting up there.
We love it here.
Yeah, it's growing. We got that Starbucks now, man.
We had a Starbucks forever, and it closed because people chose the local spots over the Starbucks.
Yeah, now people are just like, screw the local. Let's just.
But we're bringing back the Iguana Cafe.
Oh yeah,
that's another topic. That's coming back.
Yeah,
you know
that's what I heard something about that.
Somebody was coming back.
There's a lot of things.
My friend Mindy is the one that bought it.
That's cool.
She's bringing it back.
Bringing it back because that was a lot. I love the music scene there, man. That was cool.
We'll bring it all back, dude.
Yeah, that's dope. Maybe we can do a live podcast there.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Yeah, have kind of do one of those things like
Hell
that, like going on tour. We're talking. I know we're on just number 2, but we're talking like we're thinking about hitting the road, coming to you do some live
podcast.
Yeah, live. We'll keep it. Like that.
Who knows when it's possible again?
The unsocial social tour or something like that, dude. There's some
antisocial social.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. Yeah, but man, I feel like that was a pretty good one, man.
Yeah, dude, that was tight.
Like it felt.
What's up, podcast episode 2?
Yeah.
Hit the hotline. I'm gonna give you the number one more time.
Hit us up.
Let me give him the number one more time, dude.
Do it. Hey, while you're looking for the number,
I got it.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Oh. I was gonna say I started a new Instagram today.
Oh, why'd you start a new one?
Because my old one I've had for a long time and I haven't posted in forever, and I just kind of I don't know. It was one of those things that I would post something on Facebook and I would directly post it onto Instagram right after, and I've had it for so long.
So you for sure want the new one?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the new one to where I'm just pushing all my stuff, like completely different stuff. I'm keeping everything separate. This is gonna be more of the behind the scenes type stuff. Yeah.
So shout it out.
Yeah, it's that Matt Ross. And Matt is 1 T, and of course Ross is
ROSS.
Yes,
THATMATROSS.
Yes, that is correct. Yeah.
Hell yeah! Hit the hotline 918-931-3147. Leave us a voicemail.
Yeah, hit us up.
We'll tune in.
And we're gonna have the podcast Instagram too.
Yeah, we haven't made accounts for the actual podcast yet. I'm just pushing it through mine, and Matt's pushing it through his.
Yeah,
but
they're on their way though, because that's another way we're gonna reach out. We're gonna try to hit all the platforms.
Yep.
And I even heard somebody's talking about merch too. I'm just kidding. That part I made up. But hey, who knows?
We could.
We never know. Just these trying times.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. What's up?
All right. What's up, podcast? Love y'all. Peace and love. Bye.